Some more work at the ski hill, or not ski hills, ski course, cross country ski club. We've got a failed linear actuator. I've never been in one of these before, but they're actually pretty neat. They're pretty simple as far as I can see. So what it is this gear here is from the motor. This is just another gear that drives one. And then there's a gear in here that's right here that fits into this spot. And this is a torque limiting gear. So you've got some kind of mechanical advantage, a little to sort of medium size to a big gear, which puts a fair bit of torque on this. But there's like an internal clutch to this gear here, which is what they call a torque limiter. So anyways, this gear is spinning like this, and it's attached to this shaft right here, and this shaft is got a big screw essentially in it that spins from this shaft, and that screw pushes this up and down. So I've got to take that apart and see how it actually works, because this is what seems to be stuck. We're not moving this up and down. What I think happens is that this is held here. There's a bearing right here, and this whole assembly pushes upwards. But it's nothing's moving. So anyways, yeah, I got to take this back to my garage and see what we got. So I figured out what the issue was here for the linear actuator, why it wasn't stroking, why the torque limiter was activating. So what happened is that, so the way it works essentially is that this is the shaft that it spins. Normally this is held within the actuator housing like this. So this slides over top of the actuator, and it's held right here, so that when this shaft starts extending out, none of this actually moves. What happens is this is held stationary, and this is the moving part. And so what had happened was that this is the shaft that turns, and it appears that the gearing had tightened this up too much, and probably there was a little bit of water, and it might have like kind of rust welded a little bit to it. So what was happening was that there wasn't enough torque available through the torque eliminator to break this friction fit that was friction point that was right here, so this wouldn't spin. So I'm exercising this a whole bunch. This thing needs to be able to spin freely, of course, so that the shaft can spin freely, so the bearing is held in place. So what I'm doing is just sort of exercising it a bit, and putting some lubricant in here, some grease, just so that sort of provides a little bit of protection, so that maybe there won't be as much rust forming. So once I get this all back together, I'll put it back together and give it a test and see if this was the actual issue. So here's just a better view of how this actuator works, how it extends. So I put it all back together. The section that you saw is inserted into this the actuator housing, I guess, and those are those set screws that were just on the bearing. So here, so that's it retracting. So this is where it retracted too far and sort of caused itself to seize. But here, the shaft is spinning, the motor spinning, the little DC motor. Those three gears that you saw earlier are kind of up. The torque limiter, which I've got right here, is this guy. So this is the on here. There's a little key on here that keeps it on the shaft. So this would be normally spinning like this if you wanted to extend it, and so we're spinning it, and you can see here that the the shaft is extending. So yeah, that's all it is. Pretty simple. These are a lot simpler than I'd expected. I've seen valve actuators that are pretty similar to this in the HVAC world. Sort of similar type thing where it's a valve actuator that's opening and closing a valve. Same sort of way with a little DC motor that just changes directions of how it spins. But yeah, linear actuator and valve actuator. Who would have thought they were the same? So there it is, all back together. And I've got the controller activated to it. So the back one, we've got it going up. Actually, I got it backwards now. So that would be pushing it. So we're extending it out. And we want to go back, which would raise it. So I'm going to have to swap it around in my actuator, or my controller. So down, or up for the implement. Down for the implement. So yeah, I've got it backwards on my controller. I'll have to switch that. See on the front. So front, that's up, and that's down. Huh, that's weird. They must be, oh, it's different. This is, there's a different attachment point on it. So, where is it? We'll just have to wait and see once it gets there. Anyways, got it working. Up, down.